Alright, so first and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushai, Ba'ashim, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, and shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Now, this lesson is going to be based on this article involving a powerful magnitude 6.0 earthquake that rattled the Caribbean islands of Antigua and Barbuda. So through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will you're edified. It says the Leeward Islands in the Caribbean were shaken by a powerful magnitude 6.0 earthquake on Saturday morning. The epicenter was measured about 43.5 miles from the village of Codrington on the island of Barbuda at around 10:50 a.m. local time. According to the United States Geological Survey, shakes were reported as far west as Puerto Rico and as far south as Martinique. Said there is no threat of a tsunami at this time. Since 2016, there have now been 4 magnitude 6.0 or higher earthquakes to rattle the Lesser Antilles, and 30 since 1900. The record is a magnitude 7.5 quake in October 1974. According to the Fox Forecast Center, the group of islands lies on a fault line where the North and South American plates subduct beneath the Caribbean plate, which has led to the creation of many of the islands themselves. Subduction is a process in which a tectonic plate slides beneath another and sinks into the Earth's mantle. Yep, so yet another earthquake from the Lord. 2 Timothy 3:1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. And when you look up the definition of perilous, it means full of danger or risk. And we are clearly in some dangerous times because these earthquakes keep happening. And these aren't some small earthquakes either. Magnitude 6 earthquakes, magnitude 6 plus earthquakes are nothing to play with. And even though there was no damage, nobody got hurt or killed, it's still a serious earthquake. And we've been seeing a lot more of these higher magnitude earthquakes lately, which in and of itself is a sign of the times. And only those of us of the hopeful elect who have been blessed with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures understand that. Isaiah 29:6, thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts, with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. And anybody that's really been paying attention and locked in has noticed there has been an uptick in earthquakes, storms, tempests, and fires. Which links up with the fact that we are in the last days and the Lord is beginning to visit this world more and more with his judgments. Matthew 24:6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. Verse 7, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. And we've been seeing that. Earthquakes happening all over the world. And like I said, these earthquakes, they're getting higher in magnitude. And then there's usually a bunch of aftershocks that are of decently high magnitude that follow. And then you'll have these simple-minded people that will be like, oh, that's just Mother Nature or whatever. And it's like, no, this is the Lord visiting the world which he made. That's what this is. It's a sign of the times. But because a lot of people are simple, they don't understand that. Because a lot of people have not been blessed with the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of these scriptures, they don't realize that these are all signs from the Lord. 2 Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder, and in powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And like I said, these earthquakes becoming higher magnitude and happening more frequently are a sign of the times, a sign of the last days, a sign of the Lord visiting the world which he made. Same with all the fires that have been happening, and same with the storms and tempests that have been happening as well. Same with everything, these economies struggling, in particular, even more so now due to this war in Iran. You look at what's happening out there in Cuba, and the constant power outages that they're dealing with and everything else that they're dealing with. That's judgment. What's happening in Venezuela, what's happening all over the world, all the chaos that's happening. Like it says in 2 Ezra 8:50, for many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. The Lord is visiting this world which he made with a lot of different judgments. He's punishing these wicked people in many different ways. But like I said, because a lot of people in this world are very simple and they lack wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, they don't realize that everything that's happening is from the Lord. Like they'll classify it as something else. But those of us of the hopeful elect, we understand that everything that happens, the food shortages, the power outages, the fires, storms, tempests, earthquakes, the wars, the other forms of violence, all of these things are merely the judgment of the Heavenly Father. And it's going to become more and more clear as the days go by and the Lord intensifies these judgments. But those of us of the hopeful elect, we have to stay locked in. We got to continue to watch and read and pray and be circumspect, so that we're not caught off guard as the Lord brings more judgment upon the earth. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rakakudash, the Wadiyah, Ba'ashim Yahushai, for putting the spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are still fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. Shalom to the sincere Akwath, and shalom to the scattered Israelites who are amongst these heathen nations and look like these heathens. Hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah. Till next time, shalom.